What up, Reggae Jam?
This is Munchie at Reggae Jam 2011 for Reggaeville, and I am here with a very special guest, Pressure, whose birthday is today. Happy birthday, Blessed Earth Strong, all the best.
Give thanks, much love, you know.
So on your birthday, you didn't get a gift, but you gave us the gift of performing today. How was it like?
It was nice, you know what I mean, for the first time here at Reggae Jam. You know, the people are responsive and, you know, very energetic, you know, and that made me feel real good, you know what I mean? A warm welcome for Pressure, you know, Rastafari.
It's the second time actually that you're touring Europe this year.
Yes.
How do you enjoy the traveling?
Well, it's nice, you know. I'm glad to know that Europe appreciate the music and love to see Pressure and, you know, love the music. So, you know what I mean, as long as I'm welcome, I'll be here to give the people the right message in the music.
And we do appreciate it.
Thank you.
So when you're on tour, what do you do in your spare time? Do you have any at all?
Well, I mean, we spent a couple days in Amsterdam, which was fairly nice, you know, because we were free to, you know, have a good time, you know. Yeah, man. But you know what I mean, give thanks and praise. Yeah, but I like to travel all over Europe and get to different parts and get to see how people live, and you know what I mean. The only thing for me is there's not much food for Rasta or for in Europe, so I find that hard, you know what I mean.
You should check out the Italian food, because this is very good for vegetarian, because I'm vegetarian too.
Okay,
check out the pasta, check out the pizza, the salad, very nice. You should tell Don Corleone to cook that for you sometime.
Oh, well, you know, we try to stay off of the cheese and all of that too, you know what I mean? So
still can work. So originally you're from the US Virgin Islands, right? So how is the reggae scene over there like?
Well, the vibes is nice right now. There are a lot of artists trying their thing and getting a lot of strength in the VI. You know what I mean? Big ups to Midnight also, who's been on this tour, you know, and they've been on this European festival tour also. So you know what I mean? It's a good feeling to know that people from Virgin Islands are being recognized, you know what I mean, and I give thanks to be one of the youth them that really help to burn the fire and give down there that shining light, you know what I mean. So it's a good feeling.
Yeah, but with I think 17 years you moved to the United States. So
yes.
Where are you residing at the moment?
I reside in Florida, down in South
still.
Florida. Yes, yeah, man.
So, but for work, you also go to Jamaica sometimes?
Yeah, well, I go down there, work, you know what I mean. I visit Don Corleone, you know what I mean, and I work with a lot of different producers also. So, you know what I mean, I only spend time in Jamaica getting things done. But as you know what I mean, we live in America, and that's where my family is. That's where my whole personal life is, you know what I mean. And that's where I get a lot of my recordings done also. So, yeah, it's a good feeling, you know what I mean. But I'm always connected to the music scene and what's going on, and keeping my music updated and, you know, give thanks.
So speaking of the work with Don Corleone, so how did you guys meet, and who came up with the idea of working together? Well,
actually, I always wanted to work with Don Corleone, you know, because Don Corleone put out a lot of great works like the Drop Leaf Rhythm and the Seasons Rhythm, and that meant a lot for reggae music, you know, because it was in a time when dancehall was really taking a hold, and there was not much meditation in the music again, you know what I mean. And when Don put out that, it really gave reggae music a lot of hope. Well, that's my opinion, you know what I mean. So he's always been somebody I wanted to work with, and fortunately I put out an album called The Pressure Is On, and the producer of the album, Dean Pun, who works in who used to work at Guitar Center in Miami. He gave Don a copy of the album, because Don always would go there to buy his musical programs or whatever he needed, you know what I mean. So one day he gave Don a copy of the album, and Don said he listened to the album for the whole week, and he just couldn't stop listening to the album. And then he got in touch with me after and said that, hey, this is Don Corleone, you know what I mean, and I've been listening to your work and I really like your work and I want to do some work with you, you know. So I was like, you serious? This is Don, the real Corleone, you know. Yeah, he was like, yeah man, you don't know, you know what I mean. So he just sent me some rhythms, and the first rhythm that caught my attention was Love and Affection, you know. So I wrote that song like the minute I got the rhythm. I went by my friend's house and I started to write the song. It took me about 3-4 hours, and then I went to the studio and was like, listen, I have the song, I'm ready to do it now, you know. So that night I recorded the song in the studio in Miami. We sent it to Don Carleon in Jamaica through the email, and he was like, listen, this is a hit. You need to come to Jamaica. Let me bring you in and fly you in. Let's do some. So I went to Jamaica and I re-recorded the song in his studio, you know what I mean? And we did it, started some promotion from there, you know?
So what can we expect from this collaboration between you and Don Carleon in the future still?
Well, definitely, you know, there's always work to look forward for from Don Carleon and Pressure, you know what I mean? Definitely surprises, you know? Surprises, definitely. Because, you know, when it comes to Pressure Bus Pipe, it's definitely quality, and the same for Don Carleon, so you definitely can look forward to that.
So when you work with Don Carleon, you're also always kind of working with Kimani Marley, Protege, those people. Is that a benefit to work with other creative talent? Something you benefit from?
Well, actually, I've never worked with Kimani before. Me and Protege, we've done a lot of touring together, but we haven't actually got in the studio together and start to create music. You know what I mean? But Don Carleon, it's because I live in Florida and they're in Jamaica, but we're always contacted by phone and we link all the time, and the vibes is nice. You know what I mean? But I haven't been to Jamaica for quite some time, and even though you've been hearing the recordings, it's because I've been still recording my songs and keeping myself updated. You know, but I soon to go to Jamaica and make a lot of things happen.
All right, something we're definitely looking forward to.
Yep.
One last question I have, because when I did research and stuff, there was always Pressure and then there was Pressure Bus Pipe. So what is the correct name, and what does it mean then?
Well, Pressure Bus Pipe. Pressure is the name I gave myself, you know, back in the year 2007, and one time I mentioned my name to an elderly lady and she was like, Pressure? That's not what your mother named you. What's your real name? And I was like, Pressure, that's what I want you to call me. And the lady was like, Pressure Bus Pipe. And when she said that, I was like, you know, it always stick with me until I found out the reason, like, you know, too much pressure on the pipe bus, you know, so I got to realize, like, wow, you know what I mean, probably it was meant for me to really hear that and use it as a phrase, you know, and take on, because pressure is a lot what we poor people face every day, you know. I mean, and I've been through a lot growing up, and especially going to high school and living by myself and paying rent and still going to school and getting a diploma. You know, there's a lot of things that had a lot on my shoulder at the time, you know, when I called myself Pressure. You know what I mean? So it's not just like, oh, pressure, you know, it's really pressure that I bear, and what made me remind myself of where I'm coming from and where I'm going. You understand? So Pressure Bus Pipe.
All right, no matter what people call you, I wish you all the best for the future. People remember that name, Pressure Bus Pipe. Pressure.
Boom.
Thank you very much for the interview.
Rastafari.
What up, Scar?
What a festival.
What up, Reggae Jam?
That's Scar, I'm a select. Some of them, hey!